So in this lab, we'll be seeing on our Azure DevOps organization settings overview. Okay, so what exactly is an organization settings? So I was telling you about when you register your email ID, you will be seeing this as your organization, and if you see, by default this will be your organization which has been created. An organization, consider it as your complete management or your enterprise level, top level of overview. So under this organization you are seeing multiple projects across. Okay, so if you wanted to create a new organization, you can click on this option called new organization creation, and then you can create your new organization, whatever the names you wanted to create it. And by default, that organization will be created over here. Okay. Now there is an option called as organization settings over here. When you click on this organization settings, it has a lot of other menu options available for this. And whatever the menu options that is available for this will be across all the projects in your organization. It is not only for one project or two projects, it is across all the projects for this particular organization. Now, if I don't want to use it, if you see this URL, which is going to be the same URL over here, https://dev.azure.com/subu-dev-demo 2020. So if I do not want this, and if I wanted to change something else, I can change whatever the name that I wanted to do it, and then I can use that name. Or if I have any of my custom URL domain or any of my own URL domain, I can just give it over here. Okay, so that is one of the options that is available for me to use, either the URL provided by Azure DevOps, or I can give my own URL also over here, and I can change my time zones depending upon wherever I am actually staying in. It depends upon my wish as well, like whatever time zones I am actually staying in, I can use that time zone for me. Okay, and I can just save it across. Okay, now if you see here, there are organization owners, which means only these people are called as your global admins. These people will be able to create a user, delete a user, create a building and other things. Other peoples will not be able to do it. If I wanted to change any owner, I can click on change owner. I can make someone else as a owner as well. That is a change ownership. And if I wanted to delete this complete organization, I can come over here and then I can delete the complete organization if I don't need it. Okay, this is going to be your overview option. The next option is going to be a project options. As you see, these two are the projects that we have imported it from Azure DevOps generator, and this is my own project which I created it for the first time. If you wanted to create a new project, so you can click on this new project option, and then you can choose whichever projects you wanted, whether it's a public project or private project, and then you can create a new project. Okay, and if you wanted to delete any projects, click on that particular projects. Okay, let me show you. I'll just create a new project called demo, and then I'm just clicking on create, and your projects will be created over here. If you see, the demo project is created. Now if I wanted to delete this project, I can just click over here, and then I can rename a project, or I can delete a project. And to delete a project, it will ask you to type the project name. I'm just typing the project name and then clicking on delete. Now my project is deleted. Like this, you can rename a project or you can delete a project. Next is users. This is where a new user should be added to this Azure DevOps. So if you want to add any new users, you can click on add users and then give their email ID. Okay, and then there are three levels of access. One is basic, another one is stakeholder, another one is Visual Studio subscriber. If you're already a Visual Studio enterprise license holder, or if you're a Visual Studio enterprise owner, then you will choose this option. If you're a basic user, then you have to give this. Stakeholder is nothing but someone who is going to be coming as your third party services, who just needs an access only for certain amount of time. Those are all stakeholders. Okay, and you can add them to a projects that is available in your list. Whichever projects you need it, you can add it, or else you can keep it as a whole so that they will be available for all the projects. Okay, and you can export all the users by clicking over here. It downloads you as an Excel sheet, and then you can send it to your organization manager, whoever is asking for you. And this is going to be the billing section, and this billing section actually tells you how much amount of bill happened for you on monthly basis. If you see, we can set up a billing limits, and then it says 1800 minutes is free for me. So how many hours have I ran it? how many users are free. There are 5 users free, and then test plan is also free, so I can just see what are all the buildings that has happened for me over here, and I can set up this building, and this building will automatically get connected to my Azure cost and billing. So that in Azure, if you remember, we have already added our credit cards, so whatever the billings that is happening over here will in turn get charged to the credit card that my Azure is being connected. I can click my new Azure subscription, and then I can add my Azure sign up over here. So I can connect my billing page to Azure with my credit card automatically. The next is auditing. Auditing is nothing but it tells you what are all the changes that the people have done on the required basis. If you see, I've just created a new project and then I've removed a new project. So all the things that I'm doing it on this particular area will be audited over here. If you want, I can export the logs in a CSV or a JSON file. And this is a notification section. So this is where whatever is happening, you can send a notifications to the people either via email or either via Slack, depending upon whatever happens. Like for example, build complete. So whenever the build is completed, I can just try to send out the email notifications. Okay, and if whenever the code is pushed, I can send out. Whenever the extension is installed, I can send out. Or if I wanted to create something new, then I can even create myself. So this is a global notifications page. And these are all the subscribers list. Since it is an empty page at present, nothing is being subscribed. Okay, so by default now, if you see, it automatically gets notifies to me. And if I don't want anyone to be notified, then I can choose this option as no. So no one will be notified across. And usages, so this is where it will tell you like how much amount of usage I've been using it over here, and what is the count of usages and delays, and everything will be shown over here. Extensions is a place is called as your marketplace, and you can actually click on this browse marketplace where you can see list of all the extensions available in Azure DevOps. So whatever I wanted to install, I can just click on here and then I can install. If I choose Docker, then all the Docker related plugins will be available. So I can just click on that, and you need to choose whether it's free or not. If it is free, just click on that and then try to add it, get it free, and automatically you will be able to add it to your organization. So that is how, if you see, this is my organization. So when I click on install, automatically it will be installed over here. So it comes under install section. If I've requested to some of the administrator people, it will be showed over here in requested section. And this is going to be your Azure Active Directory. This is where you are going to connect your Azure DevOps to your Azure Active Directory. I can just click on connect and then I can choose my Azure Active Directory, so that by default all the people who have access to Azure Active Directory can be able to log into Azure DevOps as well. I can do in that way as well. And these are all the security policies that are in place, like third-party applications can be authenticated and security policies are available and user policies are available. I can make whatever the permissions I want. And this is going to be the permissions for this particular organization. So these are all by default collection groups where you can click on each and every one, and you can go to the members list and then you can add a people accordingly. So it depends upon what kind of people you want. If someone wants to be only a read only, you can just give them an access to this particular areas. If someone wants to be an administrator, you can give access to the project collection administrators. So whatever the areas you wanted to give them an access, you can actually click and then you can give them an access. And this is regarding boards. So if I wanted to change any process, by default there are 4 processes available, which is basic, agile, scrum, and CMMI. So if I wanted to customize any new process, I can just click on this option, and then particularly I can upload or download the ones that I needed. So these are all the list of fields that is available for that particular process. So while we look into the board section, we'll tell you more about this. And this is about the agent pools. So we have seen it on our lessons, like what is agent pool. By default, a Microsoft hosted agent is available and our default agent is available. So when you click on the default agents, you would see like there are no agents. So when we want to download any new agents, you can click on new agent, and this tells you an option for Windows and Mac and Linux, like how do you download it and how do you install your own agent. So we will be having a separate lesson on agent installation. At that time we'll be seeing more about the agents. And this is a settings option where it is showing general settings and task restriction settings. And this is a deployment pool option. Again, during our CI/CD section, we'll be seeing a lot about deployment pools as well. And this is a list of parallel jobs option. Parallel jobs are nothing but, as I said, you can run multiple jobs at the same time. That is a parallel agents. And by free tier, only one parallel job is available. If you wanted to buy more, you can actually run it on your hosted agents. Okay, so this is a OAuth configuration, which is going to be your security level configurations that is available. So if you wanted to introduce OAuth configurations on your particular project, you can actually use this OAuth level organization settings. And this is going to be your storage. So if I wanted to have some options available on the storage, I can just click on this artifact storage level, and this tells you like what are all the list of GBs available, how many have I stored and how many have I used and everything. I can see it over here. So this is the general organization settings available on our Azure DevOps. Apart from these, there are other options available over here, which is going to be your marketplace. So if you go to this corner right, then it is again having a browse marketplace and manage extensions. So this manage extensions will be same as this page extensions. If you see, when I click on this manage extension, it again takes me to this extensions page over here, which tells you whether the agent is installed or requested. And when I click on this browse marketplace, it again takes me to the marketplace of the Visual Studio, where I can download and install the agents. Okay, and then this option is nothing but an help option, where you can see the status and report a bug. If you face anything, you can contact the Microsoft support, privacy policy and code of contact and everything. And this is an option where you can see the preview features. So what are all the preview features available? This is called as your toggling options. I can just make it as on or off. This is called as feature flagging. Okay, so I can just make it as on or off, and then I can choose for whom I want, for this entire organization or it's only for me as well. So this is going to be your feature flaggings or preview feature flaggings. I can just make it on and then I can close it, so that automatically I'll be getting the new themes. And this is my profile. So I can just click on this profile and then I can choose my image that I want. I can change my email ID, I can change my region, and I can change my timelines where I am part of, and I can just choose a notification sections, okay, whichever I need to get notified, and I can change the themes accordingly. If you see, it is a light theme, and I can just choose any custom themes, like for example this looks good, so see, I can just choose this one or I can just choose this one, whichever is good I can just choose that accordingly. Okay, and then I can just check the usages, like how many I have done it and what is the usage for me accordingly. And then this is where you can see your personal access token. So this personal access token is mainly used to link to other tools. Like for example, if I wanted to link this Azure DevOps to Jenkins, or if I wanted to link this Azure DevOps to Docker or Kubernetes, I need this personal access token. So how do you create the personal access token? You can go to this user section and click on profile, or I can directly click on this personal access token. I'll be taken to this page. Click on plus new token and then give a token name and how many days you want this token to be, and then what are all the access I need, work items, code and everything. And then when I click on that, my token will be generated. This is a public key, SSH public key. So if I wanted my code to be pushed from local to Azure DevOps, I can use it in HTTPS way, or I can use it in SSH way. So if it is going to be SSH way, then I need to copy the SSH private key of my local to this, SSH public key of my local machine to Azure DevOps. And I can just also use an alternative credentials to log in over here. Like if suppose I forgot my Azure DevOps account, I can actually use my Git repository account or whatever it is to log in over here. And this is going to be an authorization section. So I can link it to the OAuth applications, or I can even link it to areas where my Azure DevOps account is being linked. If you see, my Azure DevOps is being connected to App Center, my Azure DevOps is being connected to Demo Generator. So these two areas are the place where my Azure DevOps account is being linked to. So this is generally about your complete organization settings and complete settings about your Azure DevOps overview. So if you guys have any doubts or anything, please feel free to reach out. Until then, thank you.